Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Blondest Podcast. I'm your host, Savannah Boda.
And I'm half a co-host today, Tyler Jacoby.
We're still hanging on by a thread. And I just want everyone to know and congratulate. I don't know if you guys didn't know this, but Tyler actually graduated Harvard, the first top of his class.
Okay.
And we're really proud to have a Harvard graduate working at SBA.
I did take 2 classes at Harvard. So I went to the music school connected to Harvard.
Period.
But I was not a Harvard graduate.
Today, we're going to talk about bullying.
Yep.
Stop it.
Podcast ends.
Stop being a bully. This industry man, I'm actually speaking at an event, which probably already passed by the time this comes out, for a lot of injectors in Fort Worth here in Dallas. I'm
Crazy.
tired. Okay, fuck you, Tyler.
In the area.
In the area. And they asked me to speak, and I'm really excited to speak about it because it has affected a lot of my career, and I deal with it every single day of my life in this industry, but I really don't post about it much unless I'm like PMSing or someone like really done pissed me off.
And boy, did she go on a rant the other day.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is probably a month ago now, but if the North remembers.
It was funny. I was watching it as I was in Dallas, like running an errand for stuff we needed. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching this and I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And then I get to one of the parts in the video and she goes, Tyler, please don't be mad at me for posting all of this.
Someone DM'd me and were like, I cannot wait for the podcast where Tyler scolds you on that. And you know what, guys? Okay, like it's so hard sometimes being on social media because everyone like, if you show up all PC, then you're like fake. And then if you like show your true self, then you're like unprofessional. And it's like you can't win. It's like follow your arrow. It's like no, it's the Casey Anthony song.
No.
Oh, Casey Musgraves.
I was like, I don't know where you're going there, but no.
The Casey Musgraves song. It's like,
Crazy.
If you can't lose the weight, then you're just fat. And if you lose too much, then you're on crack. Damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. So you might as well ever do whatever you want.
Okay. But yeah, that's the thing is like, people can say the most horrible, vile shit to Savannah. And like the second she comments back on it or, posts up, really, like she's the bitch. She's the mean girl. Like, I can't believe you would say this. And it's like, that girl just called her a horrible mother. Or that girl like said,
I bashed my child's head into a coffee table.
And it's like these things.
So that I could sell skincare.
So it's like you can't win. And that's why, I always try to veer on the side of just let it roll off the back.
Yeah, but there were a lot of things leading up to it. And listen, if it's just one person, like whatever. Like, okay, that one girl, if you guys remember, who was like in Detroit, she's an esthetician in Detroit, and she was at the Skin Better Masterclass and would always DM me like really nice stuff, like love your outfit, like slay queen, like love you bestie, like really sweet stuff. And then she like, I have a video of her because Maria takes like videos for our TikTok of her taking a picture with me and like all smiling and giddy in line to like come meet me. And then like while I'm on the plane home from LA, I get a DM that's like, I literally hate her. And I was like, oh, like that wasn't meant to be sent to me, obviously.
Which happens all the time.
It happens all the time, guys. Y'all are fucking stupid. Like, I'm sorry. Like, check your shit, okay?
I don't know how you can do that. If you're gonna talk
shit about somebody, like, at least make sure you're not sending it to them because I probably get like that 5 times a week. Someone sends me a DM that's like meant to be sent to their friend to talk shit about me. And I'm just like, okay. Anyway, and so she's like, I literally hate her. And what she was upset about was I was just saying how much I hate traveling. Like I hate flying at the airport. Like it's just, I'm a Virgo. I'm a germaphobe. I don't like airports. I fucking hate airports. It's like the worst place in the world for me.
And it's like a waste of time too.
And it's a waste of time. It's not proactive. You're around a bunch of like dummies. Like people smell. People aren't considerate. People like bring tuna fish on the plane. Like people fart on the plane. People don't shower before the plane. Like, people think, oh, crying baby. I love crying babies on a plane. They're honestly not the issue. It's these adults that don't have consideration for other people. Anyway, fucking hate traveling. Always have, always will. And so I was like, I wish I could teleport. And so I was like, I would teleport to Dubai, the Maldives, like Thailand, Kyoto, Chanel, just naming like places I'd want to go. I'm so sorry that she got upset that she wanted me to say I want to go to fucking like Oak Cliff and like fucking Compton or
Skid
Row. Like, why would I? If I could teleport, babe, I'm teleporting to the nicest places in the world, bucket list places. Okay,
because that's like where half the expense and like the deterring from like going. Like if
to
I could
get to
show
Thailand, it's $30,000 to get a lay down seat to go to Thailand, one person.
and it's like a 28-hour travel
That's
day.
3 days.
Yeah.
Literally. We get there like 3 days later because I looked. And then, yeah, it's cheap once you get there. But yeah,
it's like you can just like snap your fingers and be there for the weekend.
Yeah, and pay
and
literally
like
$50 for the entire week.
Yeah, like
and get $1 pad thai. You could. So anyways, clearly that's what she was upset about. So I posted it because I was like PMSing also. And I was like, I love when people send things to me when they didn't mean to send them to me. And I cut her name out of it and everything because I didn't want to like out her because I've obviously gotten in trouble for that in the past because then my followers attack and bully. Because the SBA besties, they ride hard.
The point wasn't to like have her be publicly shamed. It was just to
like,
show what like
the
you
hate
deal
I get
with
all
on
the
the
time.
daily. Yeah.
Like just like and honestly, like if it was just like a random person that had sent it that had never DM'd me before, but I knew who this girl was. I had a conversation with her like literally 2 weeks before. Like she was so nice to my face, and like that's why I get so much anxiety sometimes speaking. Because people are so fake. Like, they're so nice to your face. Like, I would have never thought she felt that way about me. Like, ever. Like, I would have never assumed it. Like, she was so excited to meet me, smiling, posted pictures, like, DMs me all the time, telling me how much she loves me and looks up to me. And then behind my back is, like, saying she hates me. And a lot of people were being devil's advocate. And maybe they're like, LOL, like, I literally hate her. Like, funny, haha. Like, if Tyler, like, did something, oh my God, I hate you. Like, but we're as friends. I was like, maybe that could have been it. But then she doubles down.
Yeah.
Okay. Digs her hole. The hole started like this. She made it a gaping hole.
Yeah.
A huge gaping hole. So then I was like, I'm really sorry you feel that way, but I'm glad to know where you stand. That's what I sent her back. And then let me read it. Without giving away too much of who this is, I just want you guys to also know that her name has the word luxury in it, and her like mission statement and her brand and aesthetic is like luxury aesthetics, like luxury, like fancy schmancy, high end. So this conversation makes zero sense at all because like I'd get it if she was like a very like natural, like minimalistic esthetician. Maybe this would make more sense to why she was upset about me naming luxury destinations. But like I even called her out on that. I'm like, you literally have luxury in your name and in your bio. I don't understand why you are so targeted and upset by this situation. Do you have it?
Mm-mm.
Let me find it. When did this happen?
I mean, basically,
Okay,
she just said that Savannah is being condescending.
Which is not the right word. She meant pretentious. Okay, so here it is, guys. So I said, don't think you meant to send that to me, but good to know where you stand. And she said, I didn't respond initially because I wanted to sit on what I said. Instead of not responding, I felt it was right for me to take ownership of what I said. You're right. It wasn't meant to be sent to you, and I'm so embarrassed. I used the word hate, and I don't think that was the right word by any means. I want you to know I value and respect you in the aesthetics industry, and I don't hate you. I just think that you're very condescending. I'm not expecting you to respond, but I wanted to address my words. I said, thanks for the apology. I'm confused and unsure how me saying I want to teleport is condescending, because that's the video that she was trying to send to someone, was me talking about teleporting to like different destinations. She said, it wasn't about you teleporting. I wish I could too. It was the first initial places you named that seemed condescending to me. Again, she doesn't know what condescending means. She means pretentious.
Yeah.
Because that's not condescending. She just doesn't know what the word means. Okay. And I could have said that, but I didn't. It wasn't the specific video that made me feel the way I do. I already feel this way. And I guess I'm not expecting you to see where I'm coming from. It's just a personal opinion. But again, I want to apologize.
That's fine. I just think that like my problem is again, Savannah talked about this on her story, Rand the other day. Like we've talked about it on the podcast numerous times. We understand that Savannah was a little fireball 5-6 years ago.
I don't know, baby. I was a fireball like a week ago.
Yeah, no, but like where you would post people publicly and really like go in. And now
not like go in, but okay, here's the thing. I don't bite, I bark back. Wait, I if you're gonna come at me, I'm gonna come at you. And that's how I used to be. I don't not like that anymore. I let so much roll off
Yeah.
because it's just unprofessional and immature and like not something I want to like. I mean, if I had to rebuttal everything I said, my entire story would be me rebuttaling bitches all day. Like, I don't have time for that. I don't care. But back then, I wasn't a mother. I wasn't a wife. I was just building my business. It meant so much to me. Like, everything I did was so personal. And, you know, if someone copied me, like, it really, like, had upset me because I had spent my entire life, like, not knowing who I was. And so when I, like, finally, like, found that piece of me, it was, like, so special and sacred because I grew up, like, hating myself and changing everything about me to fit into a group of friends or a guy that I liked. Like, I just had no direction, and it was just, like, very depressing, like, to not know who you are, you know? And I think that's a hard time for a lot of people, like, when you're that age. But anyways, when I then found, like, who I was, like, I held on to that so tightly. And then also, too, like, I was doing stuff that, like, no one else was doing. And so I was really trying to stand out. Like, I wasn't the Dallas esthetician then. Like, I hadn't made it. Like, I was still trying to climb my way to success. And so I did see other people doing stuff that copied my stuff, and it, like, you know, watered down my originality, and it watered down my uniqueness and, like, what was helping me stand out in a really saturated industry. And so
it felt like also like you were watching people like put on your clothes and like, you know what I mean?
I mean,
like,
it got to a point where there was someone who literally got a beta fish because I got a beta fish, started wearing the same necklace designer that I've used since I was, like, in high school. My mom has always loved her. Did their entire spa the same way.
posting perfumes
of the day, which I get. Like, there's a lot of little things that like there's so many estheticians that love perfumes, you know what I mean? But it's like when you do everything, like the bath bombs, the perfume, the beta fish, the clothes, the jewelry, getting your nails done the same as me, dyeing your hair a different color, like, and just like literally like trying to wear my skin, that's weird.
It's very transparent. Like, again, if we saw like again, like Candace or Crystal like post whatever fragrance they were wearing that day, we'd be like, oh, that's not weird. But like,
no, because there are
they're
people.
not.
Yeah, it's
they're
just,
not.
It's not one thing that's like, oh, Savannah posts bath bombs, I can never post a bath bomb. That's not true. It's like if you do every single thing I do, like start like like this one girl took all my songs on my public playlist and like tried to like sell it to her subscribers and say that she made this playlist and like literally just renamed it, and it was all my shit. It's just people do weird stuff like that to me all the time, and I don't talk about it. And I don't care anymore because now I understand I'm an influencer in our industry, and like that's like my job, and like I had to like come to terms with that. But when I was like, you know, still not at a bunch of followers and just trying to make it just felt like people were trying to rip me off and not be inspired by me. And I think that a lot of that was just fight or flight thinking, a lot of trauma that I had to resolve too, and then also like immaturity, like honestly just being immature and not really seeing everything was happening so fast. Like it's so hard when people tell me like, walk me through like what got you to where you are today, because it feels like it was just like a whirlwind. Like it happened so fast, and I'm so thankful. But I didn't have time to sit and think and like look back at it from a different lens and be like, oh, like you're becoming an influencer. Like you are inspiring other estheticians. I just saw it as like an attack. And like that was my lens that I was looking at it through. Now I look back at it and I still like see like young Savannah's like side of it. Like I validate that and understand why I was that way, but I also don't think that she was able to pull herself out. She was just seeing short-sighted stuff, and she wasn't seeing like the big picture of like what brand I was building. And like I, you know, instead of being happy that the reason I have brands that want to work with me is because what I post matters and people do what I do. I mean, you go to any clinic and they're carrying Hydrinity, they're carrying Skin Better, they're carrying Face Reality, like they have Airlays, Skin.
The Savannah Butter Smack Pack.
Yeah, like it's, you know, and reps tell me that all the time. Like we know who like follows what Savannah does, and I love being able to do that and help because there are so many lines, and if you have someone in the industry you look up to, it like takes a lot of the guesswork out of it, and you don't have to like lose so much money by trying a bunch of different skincare lines that aren't working. Like you just follow suit of who's successful and what they're doing, and that makes sense. That's smart business. And especially with my following too, I can't cater to every single client. So if they're like, oh, I follow the Dallas esthetician and she has the Airlays and Hydrinity and Skin Better, and then they're like typing like esthetician and then those brand names in Charlotte, and then someone pops up, like you just got a client from them following me and you have my stuff. That happens all the time. And it's so great. Like it's such a great network. Because
Like so many virtual consults you'll get, they'll be like, "Oh,
oh,
I
my
just got
esthetician has all of it.
Airlays. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just got an Airlays
And I
last
love
week
that.
because I
Like,
saw from your
and it's not
posts."
competition, it's helping clients. That's why I'm in this industry, is to help. It's not like, no. But anyway, it just gets frustrating, and it can be like really difficult when people like still push that narrative that like I'm a mean girl, because honestly, I could have been really fucking mean back then, and I really wasn't that mean. And it was this big group of girls that were very, very intimidated by me and didn't want to see a young girl be successful, and they just completely tried to tear me down. Was I perfect every step of the way? Absolutely not. I made so many mistakes, but it was like really hard to see that. And like I hate that that narrative is like still being spun to this day.
Well, it's funny, and this is what I've told Savannah is like, and we can get into this, but there was like this Facebook post
Yeah.
in what group, whatever, one of those esthetician Facebook groups on it, Facebook. And it's like they are all like trying to spin this narrative of Savannah being a mean girl. And like, first of all, Savannah doesn't post anything besides like treatment videos and like her morning routine and like our team talking about our favorite products. Like, that's what Savannah's Instagram is. And so have a really hard time understanding where they're coming from. And especially now that I'm with Savannah on every single one of these trips where it's conferences and she's speaking, like Savannah is her truest self all the time, especially when she's meeting everyone who wants to meet
As
her.
we're speaking, someone just sent me a Reddit post about me.
Oh, so nice.
Love that.
And so it's just like, I find it hard to understand because Savannah, especially in the past, I would say 3 years, has really just stayed in her own lane and try to uplift the industry, try to, find what's best out there and share that with everyone so that everyone can use what's best. And it's very ironic to me that all these people are in these Facebook groups tearing her down and saying horrible things and trying to spin the narrative of her being a mean girl when in reality everything that they're like, all their actions are what's really being a mean girl. Like, why are you spending your time on Facebook in a group like saying horrible things about someone you've probably never met? And if you have, I know she was nothing but kind and nice to you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my 2 cents.
Love you.
It just doesn't make sense. It's like the pot calling the kettle black.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Savannah would never, not even back then, never would have been in a Facebook group tearing someone down or on. Like, that's.
I've never like gone after anybody first, if that makes sense. Like, it's always been something that's. Are you okay?
Yeah, I just cleaned my phone. Sorry, I like turned it over and it was really dirty and it grossed me out.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's just people want to find a reason not to like you and make stories about you. And if that makes them feel better about not being where they want to be in their career, like that's what they're going to do. And they do that to everyone.
Yeah.
And it sucks because did you say what the Facebook group was about? It was about your regimen, like my team's regimen.
No, I didn't get into it. But yeah, basically people went on this group. Savannah had shared, our team regimens. I mean, Maria thought that it would be a cute post. And so she made it on Canva. She asked the whole office what their regimens were morning and night. And Maria spent like 2 hours making this Canva post for Savannah to post of our entire office's regimens, what we use. And, it was cute. People always ask, like, what does Tyler use? What does Maria use? Because Savannah has posted more now than ever, like different videos of the team. And everyone's skin at SBA is beautiful. They're glowing, gorgeous girls.
Yeah.
And so people are always like, oh my gosh, and we all have different skin concerns. So that was like the main thing of the post is like, you can see how different all of our regimens are based on what we're trying to treat. And that's why there's no one size fits all for clients, because so many people will see what Savannah puts on her skin and be like, that's what I need to use. But maybe you're like super acne prone, and like Savannah, while she is not like me acne prone, where I need to use like a benzoyl peroxide or mandelic acid every single day or I will be breaking out. And so that was the point of the post, was really just to educate and share what our team used. And everyone blew up on Facebook about
Like 300 plus comments.
like how like salesy, like slummy, slimy it was. And
And
like,
how horrible I am for like admitting that my client or my follower, wow, my team, I can't talk today. My team gets products either free or like very heavily discounted because it's not obtainable. A lot of our clients can't obtain that. I think, it really comes down to people knowing and I just talked about this with Skin Better. Like, it's about being educated too about skincare products and why it's worth the investment. And like, no one needs a 12-step regimen. No one needs skincare at all if they don't want it. It's not like you're going to die without it. But if you're trying to achieve healthy skin and you want the best of the best, like, we're going to recommend that. And to discredit me as a professional, like, each product has its place in the regimen. I'm not double dipping. I'm not having someone use 3 different vitamin C's. Like, and it just shows that a lot of people aren't that educated in this industry about different ingredients. And like, it's not hard to become an esthetician. Let's be real.
Yeah. And it's also like,
but to become an expert in this industry, it takes a lot of time and craft. And like, it's just frustrating because people just like to spin a narrative about me. And like, they were mad that I was saying in my comments that my team got it for free because that's going to deter people from buying it. So I'm like, you're mad that I'm being honest about my team's finances and like,
but like that's so normal at any job in any industry. Like the people at Panda Express get their meals for free. You know what I mean? Or like the people, like when my brother worked at Great Wolf Lodge, he got like 75% off the nightly rate, you know what I mean, to book a room. Like that is so normal in every single industry. For when I worked at UPS, I had discounted shipping. Like that's what you do for employees. It's employee appreciation. And if you didn't do that, people would be like, damn, you're like a greedy ass fucking bitch making the girls who work full time for you pay full price. Like that's so like you, like, again, she can't win. That's my whole point in this entire thing. And it's also like, and Savannah's biggest thing is like, no one needs 10 steps. Like she had just said, like everything addresses.
I literally did 2 things on my face this morning: Trio and Tone Center.
Like, let me walk you through mine. I, in the morning, use a mandelic acid-based cleanser. That is to address my acne. My skin doesn't need a gentle cleanser in the morning, and so that's what I use. And then I go in with Hyacin Active, which is like insurance for my cleanse, And then CBD Mist, great toner, brings down my inflammation, hydrates my skin. That's what my skin needs. I have very acne-prone skin, and so my thing is very geared towards 1, increasing my cell turnover, and 2, hydrating my skin and bringing down my inflammation. So then I go in with Plated Intense. That's going to help any texture I have. What do all the Plated Intense things do? It brings down redness in my skin. It supports collagen. It's going to help me anti-age. It's going to help any leftover scarring I have. It's going to help PIE come off. That is like its own, like their exosomes is its own category. Lipid serum. This is like a Benadryl, ibuprofen in a bottle. Like it is going to bring down inflammation. And that's something I have a lot of in my skin. And then I go in with a pigment inhibitor, mandelic acid. Already talked about that. Have to have that. Pigment inhibitor. Then I go in with a hydrating serum, then a moisturizer, and then sunscreen. It's not that crazy. And everyone's like, I cannot believe they're using this many steps. But it's like everything treats something different in my skin. And my skin has never been better since using all of these products since I was in 8th grade. So... and it just goes to show, like, people will value what they want. I mean, obviously it is an investment, but these people saying, like, it's not realistic for people to be buying 10 skincare products. And these are other estheticians, they're industry professionals. But I'm sure your clients who are telling you no for 10 just spent like $1,700 on Botox and facial balancing like last week. And so it's like,
it's your job to show them the value and like educate them on why more expensive products. Not every expensive product is the best product in the world, but it comes down, I always say this, ingredient sourcing. Like, it'd be the same thing. Why go pay $20 for a taco platter at Christina's, like, fine Tex-Mex, which is a really good Mexican restaurant here, when you could go get it for $2.99 at Taco Bell? And it's like, yeah, it's both a taco, but the quality is so much different, and how it's going to feel, how your body's going to feel tomorrow morning. You're going to tell the difference, right? Like, you're either going to feel good or feel like shit. And not that skincare is going to make you either feel good or feel like shit, but it's either going to work or not work. And there's poor ingredient sourcing where people try to get the cheapest thing. It's not refined. It's not cleaned it's just not the best that you could get.
Or
And
delivery system.
I mean, there's so many things that go into it. Like, I think people think there's like a little vitamin C farm that every company uses and all of us are getting it from the same place. And then one company just wants to charge $200 for it when the other wants to charge $6. And like, that's not the truth. There's so many different places you can get these ingredients from for every ingredient. So sourcing matters, formulation matters, delivery system matters. And like, I'm not going to be the cunt that gets on Instagram and tells them that they're uneducated and need to go educate themselves, but I will on here.
I mean, it's true. And, you know, like if it's okay to say that you're not recommending what's best for your client.
Yeah.
But at SBA, I can promise you, we're not salesy. And that's the biggest thing.
I literally show them what their regimen is. And I'm like, if we need to take anything off, like, please let me know. We will. Like, I never want you to feel pressured. I never want you to feel uncomfortable. Like, if I need to take a step away and you talk to my team and they can help you, like, dwindle it down. Because I also know now that I've become more of, like, a celebrity, I guess you could say, in my space. Like, a lot of clients come in and they're like starstruck and excited to meet me, and I never want them, because like if I met Kim Kardashian and she was like, I'm very gullible and I'll buy anything from even like the fucking gas station person. Like, doesn't matter who it is. But if Kim Kardashian was like, oh, like you need all of this, like I'd be like, yes, ma'am. Like
you need these from Skims, these from Skims, these from Skims, and it's like a $2,000 total. You'd be like, okay. Yeah,
even if I couldn't afford it, I would say okay. And so I always step away at the end because I don't want to like stare at them and like make them feel pressured, you know, because I know that people have done that in the past. And again, everything's a learning experience. And so now I take that step away and I'm like, please know, like they can help you rework this. Like if they need to come grab me to help take things off or whatever, like whatever you're comfortable with. Obviously, this is my ideal regimen. I don't have a neck cream for you. I don't have an eye cream for you. I don't have a mask. I don't have an exfoliant. Like this is the nitty gritty bare minimum. And then, that's okay if that's still too much. Like if we need to take something off, but like this is what I'd like to see on long term. And then we can give them travel sizes or samples of stuff that we, you know, that we're not getting that day. So it's just, I think people see that I've done really well for myself and like that I've built such a good business and they just want to discredit me and they can't stand that I did it ethically and by working my fucking ass off.
Period.
Yeah.
So I think the point of this is
to stop being a hating ass hoe and get to work.
Just be kind. I mean, like, you are not bettering your business at all by speaking poorly about someone online. Like, really, it's just making you look bad. And I don't know, like, if I were ever in these esthetician circles and, like, I met someone who I had seen talking shit about all these people online, I'd be like, she's not a nice person.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what you feel like you're gaining by doing that online, especially someone who has added so much to the industry, who goes on every day to educate and like really doesn't do anything else besides
I don't gatekeep,
like
I don't
like
hide
you share
things,
everything.
I share everything.
And so, I mean, do something better with your time.
It's my favorite song line from Jack Harlow is, the ones that hate me the most look just like me.
It is true.
It's like, how do you hate me, babe, when you're a carbon copy?
Yeah.
And that sounds mean, but it's the truth. It's like, it's always so funny, the ones that are like, I hate Savannah. And then I go see their page and I'm like, you are me, babe.
Yeah. Well, like your spa is. Like,
yeah.
I mean, everything you offer, everything you talk about. Yeah. Everything you post about. It's like a carbon copy of
I was like, so
your
do you
page.
hate me or you just inspired and hate that you are?
Because like I would get it if like they were completely different.
Opposites of
like
me.
Completely different. And they were like, oh, I don't like her. And that's fine. You know, like you're not everyone
you
is
don't
going
have
to like
me,
you.
But just like tell your boyfriend, tell your cat, tell your therapist, like tell your best friend who's not in the industry. Like don't like go around spreading like your virus everywhere.
But also the people that I don't like, I don't think about.
I don't talk about them. I don't think about them.
I really don't. Like there have been close friends of mine, and you know I'm like this, so maybe it's like a me thing. But like when they're dead to me,
they're
like,
dead. Like,
yeah,
I literally mentioned one of his like ex friends the other day, and he's like, "Who?" And I was like, "You know," and he was like, "What?" And I was like, and I had to say their name several times, and he was like, "Oh yeah," like, and that's the thing is like, you don't live in my head. Why am I living in yours? And you know, I didn't get to where I am today by like just sitting around trying to bring other people down. Like I focused on myself, and that's truly, if you want to get to where you want to be in your business, like all of that energy and time you're spending trying to bring someone else down, it's not going to bring you up. It's just going to waste more time and prolong your success. So take that same energy, put it into yourself, and, you know, shoot for the mountaintops and just like let go. You know, harboring so much hate in your heart is just so toxic, and it takes, years off your life.
It'll age you.
It'll age you. Like,
and we want what's best for you too.
Yeah, we do.
We know that you're not hating from a reasonable place.
Yeah, like you're just confused. You're just mentally ill. No, but I mean, I'm very forgiving. So many people. There's one girl in particular who I have forgiven 7 times.
That is true.
And she just continues to do shit. And I'm like, girl, like, how many times we're going to do this song and dance? Like, I don't get it. Like, we said we were cool. And then you like start subtweeting me on Instagram. And then like, I'm nice to you. And then you like apologize again. It's just like, I can't have energy for that. Like, just, I'm very forgiving. So if you're someone that's like been hurtful to me in the past, like, I forgive you. We've all been there. You doing it in like your 30s is kind of crazy, but like, you know, I did that when I was 14, so I'm no better than you, but just like grow up and like go have a child and like go touch grass. Like, I think that's the biggest thing that changed me, and I'm so thankful. Like, there's so many reasons I love being a mom, but one of the reasons I really do love being a mom is it just has completely changed my view and outlook on life and like what matters and what doesn't matter. And
it put the world into perspective.
Yeah, like I could give a fuck if you copy me. I don't care. Like, I'm gonna make sure my kid's like not getting bullied at school and like that he's learning and like able to be a thriving adult one day. So, I mean, my priorities are just different. When I was really heavy into my Instagram, like that's all I had. Like, I didn't have any friends, and that was a choice because they were all kind of druggies and not good people. But I mean, I stayed to myself. Tyler wasn't in my life like that yet. Like, I worked 7 days a week, Christmas Eve, Thanksgiving Day. I worked 4th of July, St. Patrick's Day, which is like crazy because that's my favorite holiday. No, I'm just kidding.
St. Patrick's Day?
I'm just fucking with you. I worked President's Day. No, I worked every day. And, you know, I was a very like into my business, and like anyone that starts a business, like you have to be chained to your business for the first couple years to make it grow.
And like your biggest advocate too, because like no one is advocating for you when you're just starting out.
You're teeny tiny little fly. No one cared about me.
Yeah.
And so when I was trying to like, you know, like, and I've said this, I feel like a broken record, but like I've literally had to say this shit on the podcast so many times because people don't listen. Like, I am so sorry if I posted your graphic and said, go report this. They copied me. And I'm so sorry that I facilitated bullying, because even though I wasn't the one like saying the hurtful things, there's a fly that wants me.
And that wasn't your intention either.
No,
I mean,
it
was completely your intention to get it to take it down.
No, it was to get it removed.
Yeah.
Because I'd never post first on my story. I'd always go to the person and say,
DM them.
Hi. And I wasn't mean, like, fuck you, bitch, like, remove this post. Like, I would never do that. I'm not like that. I'd be like, hey, girl, like, I saw this and it looks really similar to my post. Like, could you either, 1, tag me for inspiration, or 2, like, remove it? And then they would get all sassy and be like, fuck you, blah, 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 blah. And then I'd be like, oh, game on, bitch. I'll throw you to the wolves, basically. Like, I'll let my followers get you. And that's what I did. I kept my hands clean. I said, I'm going to ask you nicely once. And if you're going to be a cunt, I'm not going to call you that. I'm not going to fight back with you. I'm just going to post on my story and say, hey, guys, this is like stolen intellectual property. Can you please go report it? And then unfortunately, some people would get a little bit too vicious about something very small in the grand scheme of things and say some hurtful things. And like that caused a lot of like people to not like me because they were like afraid of like being posted or whatever. And there are times where I definitely like was being too dramatic about it and like shouldn't have cared. But again, I was 21.
Lessons learned.
I was an infant. That's all I had. My business was all I had. I had parents that didn't believe in me. No one believed in me. I was trying so hard to make it. And like my content was so different and unique compared to what anyone else was doing. And I just felt very like protective of it, like extremely protective of it. And I didn't go about it in the right ways. And I apologize like profusely for that. If I could go back, I would. But I also am glad it happened because I feel like it really like taught me a lot. And again, like I didn't realize I was becoming an influence in our industry. Like I literally just saw myself as the same as everyone else. And I think that's been another issue is I've always been so humble to the point where like I didn't realize my value in the industry for a really long time. And so I saw myself as the same level as everyone else and didn't realize that I was one of the people at the top making differences for our industry and that I should be like hold a higher standard for myself to hold our industry to a higher standard and not do that. And then also lastly, at that time, everyone was doing that. Every esthetician I looked up to, I monkey see, monkey do, and Savannah followed suit, okay? And so it's so silly, goofy, funny that everyone's like, oh, Savannah was the one, but it was like, I was not the one that did, like, I was taught that this behavior was like what we did. Like, as an industry, if someone copied you, like, you posted on your story, that's what every girl I looked up to that was an esthetician, had been in the industry many years more than me, was doing. And so it's like, it's cool if they do it, but it's a fucking problem if Savannah Butta does it. Savannah Butta does it. Anyway, I take accountability though, because even though I had my reasons, it still sucked and I shouldn't have done it.
And I'm sure that 90% of you here are the besties, and we love you guys. Thanks for hearing us out. And then the 10%.
Also, I want to say too is like, well, I don't remember. I thought something
it was
really.
Probably a little circle.
What was I saying?
No. I'm sure we touched on it.
No. Am I doing that thing where I go in a circle again 5 times? I don't care. I love doing that. It's like watching a movie and you like have like different like perspectives each time you watch it. Like, and then you watch it like 10 times and then you have like every perspective. No, there was something really important I was going to say. I'm so mad at you.
Okay.
This was your fault. Why did you steal it from my brain?
My fault.
No. What was I going to say, Ty? What did I say before you said what you said?
You were just talking about how it, like you had seen the people you looked up to do it.
Oh, yeah. And so, yeah, it's cool if they do it. It's a problem if I do it.
You just said that. That was the last thing you said.
I know, bitch. I know. Fuck you. But yeah, I don't know, guys. Tyler is also an undercover hater. No, but really what I want to bring...
Where did that come from?
Just kidding. Just be nice, work hard, do right by your clients. And like, unless someone is like slicing someone up with dermaplane blades or like giving people HIV from microneedling with dirty needles or like burning people's faces off or like racial profiling clients or like scamming people, like mind your fucking business.
Yeah, mind the business that pays you. And for the 10% of people, hopefully it's less, who are listening to this, who are a part of that crowd, I hope you heard and understood everything we said and changed your ways, because you deserve to be a bigger person. You deserve to be better.
Mm-hmm. And I would be the bigger person, but I'm too skinny for that.
Okay. Very ridiculous.
I'm just kidding. I love that meme on TikTok where they're I'm trying. I would love just so everyone know that was a joke. It was a funny haha joke. No. I'm not serious, but it is funny when they say like, I was trying to be the bigger person, but unfortunately I can't because I'm too skinny.
I love those.
We love TikTok. But yeah, be the bigger person, do better. And like, it's time to change. You can change from a hater. You really can. And I believe you can.
And you know, if you hear everything and you still hate us,
I don't hate you, boo. It's me.
There's an unfollow button.
They're so funny. There's someone that was like, I really fucking hate Savannah, but I still listen to the podcast for Tyler.
Who said that?
I love
you. Whoever said that, I love you.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. That's mean.
Yeah. It's mean. But like, I don't know. I don't really like myself either sometimes. So like, I get it. Like, I get it.
I always like you, but sometimes I want to rip your head off.
Like, I think people just don't realize I'm like, I wish I could be more like Savannah, like I used to be. Like, just like.
You're too stressed for that.
I know. I've like been a shell of a human for the past 6 years. But anyways, if you hate me, that sucks.
We love you.
We love you. We're going to love you. We're going to love the hate out of you.
Yeah. Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Thanks for listening to our little emotional dump.
Trauma dump.
Not trauma, just emotional.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Love you.